And he's not able to take the gun away. Another round on the board for G2. This T side continuing to look solid from this squad, in spite of, you know, some of the communication issues that we know they're having.
I would love to be in the team speak when Hunter got mollied out of window. I'd love to know what was going on there. A little behind the scenes action. A lot of anger maybe. Who knows? 6-3. And Guardian trying to fight Connector. He's got a smoke for him. No one out in middle though for G2. They just got Amanek holding that B flank. It's going to be an A execute with full smokes here for this T side. Na'Vi, they have been keen to stack this A site, and once again, 4 players here, so more than ready in terms of the numbers. Will they be able to hit the shots though? Flamey on triple. Kenny scoped up, he baits a shot out. He now knows there's an open play, and G2 are committing. Jack's fantastic entry here for the French side. Now they can start to take over the site. The smoke towards Connector, keeping Na'Vi out.
And they are completely locked down by all these smokes. They can't go through them. They've had to concede that bomb plant. And Amanek still over in top mid, going unaccounted for. Now he springs his trap. At the same time, Jax removes another, and he will continue hunting. Simple, not the man to tango with, though. Up into the connector. Is he going to give this one a go? Boomich is a long way away. And so for Na'Vi, they've shown in these scenarios that they're keen on saving time and time again. That bomb is already too far ticked with no smoke for Na'Vi to stick this defuse. Ooh. This feels like an unwinnable round. Simple, spotted by Nexa over in Palace. And that is G2 securing a 7th, continuing to build up this lead. 7-3 now, and no money left over in the Na'Vi camp. G2 showing no signs of stopping.
Chad Birchall chiming in here, just to note with the rounds that Na'Vi have won so far, Kenny has TK, Boomich knife from flank, and Hunter being Molotoved out of position from a teammate. All 3 are potential mistakes or plays that normally would not happen.
Yeah, so for Na'Vi, they've been very much relying either on individual performances or, you know, more often than not, for the 3 rounds that they've had, G2 being the ones to make mistakes. And they haven't made many mistakes. Whenever they do, they're quick to rectify them.
And Na'Vi being forced to use more pauses as well. A second one coming out on this T side. We know Na'Vi can, on the CT side rather, we know Na'Vi can have a decent T side on this map, and G2 have been straying away from those defensive sides, at least to start on. But, you know, Na'Vi are going to need a buffer. They're going to need a few more if they want to actually have any chance of contesting this second half. Got Kenny going for the ramp pick on that AWP. No one here to stop him or give him a kill. It's just going to be smoked off, and Kenny will back up. Na'Vi with players inside of the A site, and that's a bit of a change. Obviously, they're on pistols, so they can't really play jungle or connector, but Na'Vi have been playing retake on A round after round, despite having, you know, 3 or 4 players there pretty much every time. And these post plants have all gone in favor of G2, with the exception of that Guardian clutch. Mitch watching lower. Na'Vi have mid control for free. That's why Hunter has to be careful coming out through this position, but he's not going to be too audacious. Just holding on to the map control RG2, knowing they're against the low buy, and that Na'Vi will likely try and throw caution to the wind. They do on the best of times. Seconds, and they finally get out through middle, pushing Na'Vi back a fair bit. The smoke to connector, the cat molly as well. This looks like it will end up in an A play. Nexa coming in late to join them from the ramp or palace as well, something that G2 have done once before. Na'Vi are reading this wrong though. They're rotating into that B bomb site. There's no one here. A man in the window just leaving as well. Boomich has gone back towards B, and this is a huge mistake from Na'Vi. A disaster, a risk with no reward. G2, they're going to get an 8th round for free here. It's all about damage for Na'Vi, who can commit to, you know, playing for this retake, but how many chances do you really have to get back into this round? Window getting smoked off. Amanek holding on to a lot of map control here for G2, and 5 seconds left. That bomb plant should be coming in. It will. Retake on for Na'Vi. What can they do with the pistols?
Well, these pistols have often looked great for the Na'Vi side, but this round, Amanek and Kenny are doing a very good job of shutting them down before they can get the ball rolling. G2 on the cusp of an 8-3 scoreline, and Na'Vi yet to really show us much over on this CT side. Getting a little bit worrying now, as this momentum is more than built up for G2, and that's the thing, that's why they've looked so strong, right? It's when they face the challenges, it's when they're getting knocked back that you feel like some communication problems are really gonna hurt this squad. But when everyone's feeling it, when they're having a good time, that's when they've looked so deadly. And I think that applies the most to Jax within this squad, right? Like we've been seeing from the tweets that they've been putting out, he's still having fun with it. And in the games that he's been having a good time, when they've been joking around, that is when Jax has just been stepping up. You know, think back to yesterday when he dropped, what was it, like 60 kills almost across 2 maps.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's mad. He's top of the server right now as well, only just above Hunter by 1 kill in mid. Simple's going to get pushed back. He's on that orb. Guardian joining him as well. Kenny taking his demon to B, and Boomich is throwing all his utilities to try and keep him back. That it has done. And also given Boomich a deep position in apartments. He's been very keen to get aggressive and get this info for Na'Vi. Allow for this A setup that Na'Vi have been continually running. You can see now Simple leaving the B site, or at least it looked like it. He's actually going to re-aggress up on Catwalk. G2, nice nade coming out from the connector. That's going to push him low from Electronic. Flash up to catch the... Oh, that's nice. Catch a connector player. Will force out a smoke from Guardian, send these CTs back. A boost could even come through in the window as well. Hunter is in mid, but Kenny S getting dropped by Electronic, getting aggressive, and Nexa with a trade. Didn't quite see where those kills came from, but 4 on 3.
That's actually pretty good. I thought we were getting Rush's mic for a moment.
Desperate times for G2.
Yeah, they try and have Hunter activate with that lurk in through connector, but it's been read by Electronic, and now just for Nexa and Amanek, can they even survive the cross? 30 seconds, and Guardian posted up on the angle. He's going to reposition as he's joined by Flamey over in the kitchen. They want to have a few more bodies actually inside of the bomb site just to delay this push, and there's Guardian's AWP chiming in for one. Nexa, alone here, has dealt with Simple over at the short side. However, 10 seconds left. Not really a chance for him in this round. Flamey puts him down, and Na'Vi, they'll finally break the drought of rounds they were having. They'll come in with that 4th, and there is still a chance for them to recover this half and go 7-8 at the end of it.
That'd be so Na'Vi, wouldn't it? Just get wrecked all half long and then get 4 in a row. We'll see if they can do it, though. G2 still have money. I mean, this is where it breaks, though. If they don't get a bomb plant and they lose the round, this is an eco from G2. So big importance on this one. Electronic dropping Kenny coming in through the ramp. He tried to go fast and furious. He will get put out in this round. Hunter, same story. Simple spraying, and he's got 2. This is an absolute ball for Na'Vi. They will take this every day of the week. Just scrappy gunfights coming in through middle, and Simple getting a 2-for-1. Now the B play. Amanek seems to know that Boomich is nearby, but I don't think he knows exactly where. There's the spot. Boomich can fall off and call for help. He's got Guardian inside of the site hitting in a tag, and G2 in a 2-on-4 giving up on B.
Yeah, they at least know that right now they've got 2 players over towards that B side of the map. They don't know where the other 2 are, but they've spotted one of them here falling back into CT. It was Electronic who was the unknown man in the equation. Amanek now left to clutch. They just saw him over towards that B site. So Na'Vi, they've got a good idea as to where he might be. And now they will secure a 5th. That there, those sorts of rounds are usually the ones that we see G2 take a tactical pause before they head into. When it's their economy on the verge of breaking or their opponents, we often see that punctuated with a tactical pause just to make sure everyone's on the same page. That time there, they try and play the momentum game, right? They've been looking really, really good. They keep trying to you know, throw in what's been working for them and ride off the back of the adrenaline they've got right now. And it does not work. So it is that reset that you were talking about. Na'Vi, they are very happy with this.
Yeah, this 4 rounds at the end of the half is looking more and more likely by the second area. 6th one should be taken guaranteed as Na'Vi push the B apartment. Simple taking down Amanek immediately. G2 still have Hunter holding on to that position, but smoke is in his face. Guardian, the tag king right now, hits Kenny as well. He got a bit of damage onto Amanek in the previous round. Guardian, does he go back for more? A flashbang could be thrown in, but no one's setting one up right now for Na'Vi. They've actually boosted Simple into position, and this is a very good one at that. But what a flick from Jax. Filthy stuff. Trade is in for Simple, but he's up and above, and Kenny is not ready for the angle. It's a 4-on-2 now for Na'Vi with 50 seconds. Nexa, he cannot get anywhere with Electronic under this balcony, covering any kind of cross to the jungle. And with Hunter going down, Nexa can only assume this player is still in this position. Electronic, rather, he does. He goes out wide and finishes off Nexa. That's a nice round for Na'Vi. They deal with the pistols pretty easily, and they take a 6th near the end of the half. One more left, Harry. Tactical balls for G2 would be very nice right now.
Well, we hear that music, and Hugo, are you patched into the private network at G2? You're on the same wavelength. They've called one in for the last of the half. And that's the thing, you know, when we first spoke about the potential of a 7-8 half for Na'Vi, they were 3 to 8 down at that point in time. And they've actually made this look very, very achievable now. G2 on the ropes a little bit heading into round 15. You don't want to go into that second half already being 0-1 down in the series, ending it on a bit of a sour note. Double AWP board out for Na'Vi, and Flamey donning that.
We've had 4 players AWP now this game for Na'Vi. 4 players, Harry.
Everyone bar Electronic.
He's just too good with rifles. Can't take him away from that.
Plus, the Krieg is a borderline sniper rifle anyway.
Yeah.
So, Guardian flashed out of the connector, but this time they haven't moved him from this position. He just hides in that smoke. Electronics provided the opener by dueling in Palace there. However, Amanek boosted into the window on that fast mid play from G2, has given them the 4-on-4, and this now looks like the B-side play. Only Boomich here to put a stop to this. A lot of this round now falling onto the shoulders of one man. And that weight might be too much to bear.
Oh.
Boomich, the timing as he jumps onto the platform. Kenny emerges. Bomb plant found now for G2. 4-on-3 in the post plant, and Simple, while he does tag Jax up, it's not the kill, so the numbers still lying massively in favor of the G2 squad. That Molotov on Flamey could prove to be so valuable here, bringing this back to even odds.
Oh, that molly should kill Jax. It's going to force him up into the fight. He had to take it. Simple's going to get the kill, though. Flamey holding the line. A repeat from G2 will give up a man advantage. Hunter's got the bomb for him, though, and a great position to swivel off of the apartments. Amanek not even been cleared, and he finds his second of the round. It's a done deal. It's G2 with 9 at the end of the half. It gets scary with Na'Vi finding entries back into that retake, but ultimately the retakes from Na'Vi never really coming together in that CT side. Whenever G2 got the bomb down, almost every single time they closed out the rounds, and they will close out the half with the advantage. 9-6. Let's see if they can keep this up. Maybe a third map on the horizon if G2 can do it all again on the CT side. Join us after the break.
Show what you gon' do. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. That sounds like a pop song. Take a dive before you dry, y'all. It's the only way to live. You can't be without it, baby. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Try before you sign off. Shit can kill the sick. Real. Smiles of the ocean, purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be, anywhere you wanna be, yeah, yeah. Hold up your sign, though. They ain't count on it. They ain't count on it. They ain't count on it. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all it. They don't want all it. They don't want all it. Pick up panel to be right on. Yeah. Cause no one really gives. Don't look back, I'll keep your eyes on. Long ago. Doesn't matter what it come from. Never gave a shit. Real soul. Let it take a hit. Hey. Who's getting high on emotion? Look around. People fight all their life for some peace. Yeah. Look around. Fancy cars and the smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah. Hold up your sign, though. They ain't count on it. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all it. Take off. Rush at the rush. Take off. Rush at the rush.
G2 hot to trot after that first half. They're up 9-6, looking good heading into their CT side of this map. Na'Vi not exactly looking very simple for them here in the second map of this best-of-3 series. Overpass went their way in a pretty dominant fashion, but here on Mirage, G2 stepping up to the mark and maintaining a strong lead heading into this pistol round here. 9-6 up, and a pistol round victory would propel them on their way to a victory and make that third map even more likely here. Of course, it's all on the line. A spot at the grand finals in Odeds. That's what these teams are playing for. And Amanek, he's spotted the B play. He's called for rotations. The nades have already found good damage. They're sitting a man up, and they're putting a stop to this B rush in spectacular fashion.
Yeah, there were 4 players here, Harry. G2 had no one on that A bomb site, and their rotations are so quick. Simple needs to be quicker, and he's found 2, almost a third. Hunter being put down to 8 HP, but G2 will win that pistol round. Oh dear, they were more than ready for a B play with that jump spot as well. The info transpired ahead of time, and a rotation coming out from G2 immediately off the back of that. 10-6. A pistol round as well, Harry. Map 3 is screaming in my ear. Unless Na'Vi have an unbelievable T-side here, but it's not going to be in round number 17. They've got to eco, they've got to take a breather, or they allow G2 to take 11.
They're going to attempt the mid play, but doing so puts them in the firing line of kennyS's org. Trying to time this with the lower tunnels push so that you can maybe catch the player in window. However, Kenny has given this side of the map up. He's going to find a bit of chip damage onto Boomich. Nothing to write home about here. Na'Vi, they've at least done a good job of forcing G2 out of these angles and getting a bit of a foothold in mid. However, boosting a player into window does come with some risk. Kenny is ready and waiting to shut this down.
Guardian's going to try and clear him out of this position, though, and that's actually really good. Low HP, Kenny gets finished off. Electronic peeking off the back of that damage, and that's an org picked up. He will bail out a window. No interest in holding on to that position, but they have got a kill. In a round like this, if you're Na'Vi, you'll take what you can get. Hunter, oh, 1 HP. He doesn't check it. That's another frag. Not like this, Harry. Not like this. It's a 5-on-3. This is a Glock round for Na'Vi with a couple of Deagles and a P250. That's all they have to show for it. It could still fall apart. No armor, low HP on Guardian, B rush, Amanek with a position to shut it all down, but he peeks too early, and at a range he can't get damage off with that UMP. 0 kills from the balcony position should never be a factor here for G2, and a bomb plant for Na'Vi in round number 17. I said they'd have to wait, Harry. I said they'd have to give G2 11. They should have, but they didn't.
Yeah, and how on earth does this one slip through the fingers of G2? Nexa and Jax give it their best attempt, and they've at least taken the org away. But I'm really looking for silver linings here for the G2 squad. This was a round they should have had dead to rights. The pistols of Na'Vi have somehow bested them in the head-to-head. And as you mentioned, Hugo, this wasn't a pistol buy where you've got armor in play, where you fully invested, you've got utility. No, this was just pistols. They were looking to buy up in the following round over on the Na'Vi side. And now the money is overflowing. Simple's able to bring an AWP out. Guardian's able to bring an AWP out. Still haven't entirely got used to that one.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. You don't know. It's not always Guardian. Sometimes it's just off of spawn or position or feeling, and, like, they'll just swap it out. It's not as, you know, I don't think it's been as clear-cut as, okay, we have an AWP, let's give it to Guardian. Most of the time, yeah, sure, but yeah, we've already talked about this on Overpass. It's nice to see Na'Vi kind of shuffle it around depending on the context, right? And it feels like you can just never sleep on this team. Back on Overpass, we had that blind of a round with a 1 AK buy on Simple. He gets the kills that opens up the A site for Na'Vi. Or right here, they have even less, and they do even more. G2 not wanting to engage too heavily in the Force Buy wars, but they've invested with pistol armor. Kenny's saving money, Jax has a bit of cash. But this is going to be a double eco for G2, including this round. That's obviously assuming they don't do back to Na'Vi what they did to them. G2 certainly eager to push down on ramp with a couple of players here. The only A player is flaming up in the Palace, so no way to stop this progress. In the meantime, though, Na'Vi are so deep in middle, they're taking Catwalk. A split into the B site. I say a split, there's no one even in the apartments, but that is opened up. However, they look like they want to take over A here with the position of Flamey, and that would be walking somewhat into the stack here from G2.
Yeah, a lot of this is just going to come down to whether or not they're able to get a feeling as to how big this connector push is. Holding this from ramp, definitely not ideal. And G2, they've got 2 players here. Amanek at least removing Flamey. And now, from back in the bomb site, Kenny trying to activate. Nexa's coming with the dig. And Nexa! He has shut down this A-side play from Na'Vi. Guardian left up alone. 20 seconds left on the clock and no time to go for this wrap. He was hoping a kill might have presented itself, and it has not. So now this save call's come through, but Jax is already on the angle. G2, they're going to steal a Force Buy round straight back from Na'Vi. Nexa, not in the most ideal of positions, putting that Deagle to serious work there. And oh my, what a hero.
The body shot Meister with that deagle as well, not even landing the headshots, but it's so low HP from all that CZ work that Amanek put up and the rest of G2 on the stack. Just too many angles, too many counter-terrorists, and Na'Vi, they force right back into it. This buy is considerably better though. 3 creeps, no AWP though. Boomich already down to 3 points of health, and what a game we're having here, Harry. This is exactly what we wanted it to be, but Nexa, this is uncomfortable. He's getting pinned. Jax is out wide. He gets a frag, but the trade is in. Nexa's still in this position. Molotov will force him out. He has a smoke to stay under balcony. Simple doesn't have anything to get him out, so he's just got to take a frag, take a flash, and get the kill. Electronics got him instead. So G2 down a man here. Flashes over for Kenny to try and set his teammates coming out of CT. They're not waiting for a bomb plant, but maybe they should have, trading 1-for-1 onto Simple. Hunter now, Molotov to try and stop the default plant. That will land wide. I like that molly, but is it going to be enough to stop Na'Vi in their tracks? They've already taken control towards the window. Electronic has cut off any form of rotation here for G2.
Oh, not quite able to get rid of Hunter. If that kill comes in, this is a Na'Vi round. Without it, though, Flamey and Boomich throwing into this 2-on-2. And there's been so much time for these G2 players to shuffle around the map and take up new positions that Na'Vi, they're walking into this blind. They go back towards the A-bomb site. This is where G2 have kept both Hunter and Kenny back in the CT. Kenny's going to hear these footsteps. He's looking to deny the bomb plant. Nade in. Boomich still getting that bomb planted. Flamey's looking away, though. And both players peek from CT. Flamey gets mopped up. G2 are on to a 12th round.
I think he was just waiting for the cat play, right? After Hunter gets that kill, it's assumed by Na'Vi that Hunter's gone towards B and they've just split one per site. Well, G2, they read into that rotation from Na'Vi. They double stacked up on A. Flamey's watching for a flank that's never going to come through. A repeat that just wasn't in the armory for G2. And, well, that defuse is found with plenty of time. Nice grenade from Kenny as well. I thought he was going to hit the wallbang. That shot is actually super easy to hit with an AWP if you know the lineup. One thing we do know is the Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel Power Play is on today. If you've seen a clip or a play in this matchup that you've liked, go over to the ESLCS Twitter and vote for it. We have Simple Breaks It Down, we have Guardian Guards A, and we have a whole lot more. You're going to have to go over to Twitter if you want to see the rest.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to choose just 4 moments from this series. We've not been shy on huge individual plays, and this round would require another one from the Na'Vi side if they want to find anything in it. They were able to counter that second round with a buy similar to this. However, you can't imagine it's going to catch G2 twice.
Oh my.
Boomich, that's lovely. He gets himself up above the smoke and uses it like a one-way. I don't even know what he just jumped on top of.
The lamp. We can't even, like, we saw Amanek's perspective. We couldn't even see Boomich.
Yeah, I didn't think he had an angle from there.
Dear, oh dear. Na'Vi just continuing to impress in situations where, well, they really shouldn't. Boost is good, but Flamey gets picked up on A, so the A split not going to come through, and Hunter's ready for the trick that he loves to do so much. 4 on 2. And wherever Na'Vi go, they're going to meet guns, so tough luck.
Kenny looked away for a second, and in that exact second that he looked away, Guardian got across. He's still going to hold the angle, and the peek in from Electronic, immediate response there from Guardian. Not fast enough, however, to deal with Kenny, and Kenny is warming up over on this CT side. 13th round now on the board for G2. Moving closer and closer to taking us the distance here.
We wanted 3 maps here, and that might be what we get, Harry. Look at this. Just filth. Nice shots from Kenny as well. I mean, just the confidence, and that's a dirty kill onto Guardian as well from the site. Not even falling back to traditional AWP positions, just taking headshot angles. And the pressure is on for Na'Vi. They can feel it. 13-7, bit of a tech pause here. Headsets are off, so we'll be waiting for that to get sorted out in London. And yeah, I mean, it's not looking like the confident, bubbly, having fun Na'Vi that has been shown throughout this entire group. The G2 side of things, they should be more than comfortable here. Dust 2 looking likely.
And that's the thing with Mirage starting to feel like a good G2 map, a map that, you know, we didn't used to see him play all too much with the old squad. It's an interesting adaptation, I guess, to some of these communication problems that they must be having. You know, you're not lacking on raw talent. It's a very easy map that you can try and pug around in. And I'm not saying that's what they're doing by any stretch of the imagination. But I wonder if this is just going to become one of the home maps early on for this G2 squad, where they iron out some of these kinks, right? That's kind of what we've been seeing. They've been picking into it a lot. They've been letting it through the vetoes a lot. And I think that's where bringing in 2 new players like Hunter and Nexa, they bring a lot to the table there, right?
Yeah.
Hunter on the T side, that window boost, something that they throw in time and time again. He's so confident from that position.
And when we saw Nexa back on, you know, old teams like Crazy, Imperial, etc., the teams with Esperanto, I mean, this was a go-to. Mirage was like one of the best maps of their roster, and, you know, Esperanto was so good towards that connector, is so good towards that connector, and Nexa's got plenty of experience in leading a team on Mirage, so, you know, why not bring it into your map pool as a mainstay here? It's certainly looking good. 13-7 up against Na'Vi, who historically have had great success on Mirage, so I think G2 are going to be more than happy with how this one's going, and considering Dust 2 is the 3rd map of this series, I mean, it is all over the place, Harry. It's all up in the air. There's a world where G2 can take this series over Na'Vi despite not coming into this one as the favourites. I didn't think I'd see Na'Vi looking so out of a map.
Just quickly, while we are in this technical timeout, just a few things to note with Na'Vi. They have only played DreamHack Masters Malmo and this tournament with this roster. we have seen a lot of happy times. They are sitting there at quite the hefty win-loss ratio, with only 2 maps being lost, both to Vitality over there in DreamHack Masters Malmo. This is one of the first times that we have seen them pushed in this environment, and thus maybe the reason for a bit more head scratching.
Navi, a reoccurring problem with majority French teams perhaps as well, creeping on in. And this is where you hope the Navi don't get in their own heads too much. Simple, emerging from this smoke, but he's not forced any peeks yet. Kenny still just holding the line, will get tagged, but not quite found there by Simple on his catwalk aggression. At least that is going to stem the amount of players over here towards mid. Jack still maintaining this position in the connector, goes blow for blow with Electronics. So Na'Vi, they found a lot of damage early.
Wow.
They've brought 2 of these players down to instant death almost.
I've never seen so many near fights. We've got 3 players sub 10 HP or around that mark at least.
Here's the thing, it looks like G2 are just going to go back in for the challenge over in mid, and it's risky, it's high risk, high reward, because if these full HP players go down in this engagement, you're left with Jackson Kenny bought low, but somehow they dodge in, they throw all that utility, they show their head with 3 players over in middle, they get 1 kill from it, and now they just back away. And that is the perfect stance to be in. They've somewhat negated a lot of this early damage that's been found from Na'Vi, now leaving it in this 5-on-4.
Simple faking footsteps back towards that B bomb site in case G2 have pushed or are deep on catwalk. Na'Vi saw that push earlier. But no one's going to be getting any fake info here for G2. 25 seconds. Na'Vi have got to go. Guardian with the bomb on ramp alone. If he dies, this round is over immediately. The second Guardian is gone. G2 win a round. So it is very important that he comes in late, but not too late, because 13 seconds there are the entries. Flamey and Simple getting opening kills. Can he kill Guardian? Yes, he can. The round's done. It's lost. It's over for Na'Vi. They can try all they want, but Flamey is not there in time. And Kenny, he gets 1 kill that makes all the difference. Frags are in for Na'Vi. The entries may be all over the board, but G2 with a 14th round. That cannot feel good if you're Na'Vi. They played that to perfection, with the exception of the time and, of course, Kenny winning that battle. But everything else came in around them. All those opening kills. Guardian coming out ramp late enough that he should have been able to cross, but taking a duel versus the AWP when you've got no teammate to trade you or pick up that package is a done deal. It's a lost round. It's over.
I've really been loving watching Malik with the guys on G2, especially with Jax, because even though in that last game, right, we saw the camera was on them at the end, he went over to Jax, he put his arms around him, he was talking to him, right? And I think that's perfect. You know, you want someone, coaches, you want someone who, you know, could tell you when you're doing something wrong, isn't afraid to voice his opinion, but also being supportive of someone who you know is struggling in the G2 squad. And not even struggling from a stats perspective, more just how comfortable he feels with a lot of these changes that have gone on. Namely, communicating in English, which is quite the task to embark upon.
Yeah, I can barely do it.
And so now, this round, buys back in for Na'Vi, but this could very well be their last investment on this map, right? If they lose this one, they put everything into it.
Ooh. He's going back. Keen Kenny. Luckily, he's got Jack supporting him at top mid, but he might need more than support because flashes are good. Boomich is not going to get the kill, though, and Guardian's not ready for the repeat. Jack's going wide. What a round from him, and what a time for it to transpire as well. 14-7 for G2, and 2 kills away from that dreaded map point. Dreaded for Na'Vi, at least. And really nothing they can do. Look how annoying Amanek is. He's just not giving a kill. He is just waiting for Na'Vi to drop into the site. And the second Electronic gets ready to, he gets re-peeked from Hunter. Simple with a trade, but it is not enough. Hunter with 2, Jax with 3, and G2 with 15.
Just 1 round away from taking us to Dust 2. And I mean, if we, I mean, it feels like when we get there at this point, when we get there, this matchup, I feel like it's going to be so scrappy. I feel like it's going to be such a brawl to take that third map. Na'Vi, they've tried to play their system here. They've tried to play this one by the numbers, and they've been disrupted by the G2 squad. Cobbled together by up against map point from the Na'Vi side. Kenny already aggressing down here at ramp, but he's joined by Nexa, who gets into that little cubby over on the left. Kenny can take this first shot, and the idea is, while they're focused on dealing with this AWP, while they're focused on dealing with him, Nexa can spring the trap, but it's not transpired that way. The kills come in favor of Na'Vi. They dismantle that ramp aggression almost immediately, and Electronic is already so deep towards this CT spawn. Oh,
it's
he's
a Batman
just
movie.
looked away, and there we go, back in again. Oh. Electronic smiting down two. Hunter looking now to run away, and they line up for him.
Boomich kills Flamey as well. Not a worry, though, for Na'Vi. That's a round one at least. They'll take it with the casualties. Guardian came into that round with a UMP and no armor as well. That looked like Na'Vi were ready to throw in the towel, but they are going to be able to pick it up regardless. And nice shots from Electronic. Very, very deep push into CT spawn. Cuts off those B rotates. G2, tactical balls coming through. Na'Vi have none left, bear in mind. So they've just got to take every single round as it comes. Obviously, being able to use G2's tactical pause as a pause of their own. But knowing that you're so far behind in this matchup really does leave you with not a lot of solutions.
And I think as well with Boomich, someone who has looked so good for Na'Vi throughout every single game thus far, he's struggling a bit here. And coincidentally, this could happen on one of the first maps that Na'Vi have lost in quite some time with this squad. So this is where you're really thankful that G2 have taken a pause coming into this round, because you get to have Blades input, you get to have him helping out your IGL in the form of Boomich. It can seem like such a tall order to be managing your team while you're struggling to manage yourself even. So at least, you've got that external input. And with no tactical pauses left for the Na'Vi side, they are just relying on being drip-fed them from the G2 squad. They're setting up for another fast A play, another set piece into this A bomb site, and it's just the pistol stack, namely over towards B from G2. The only man who has anything to say about this play is Nexa.
Missed air smoke.
I wonder if that gives them any avenue back in. Obviously, it's only these pistols, so you would imagine not. It's also a smoke you really can't afford to be missing up against map point. It's all fine in this round when you're only up against the pistols. Or maybe it's not, because the kill's now coming in. Nexa with two huge deags to find both of them. And the man advantage in favor of G2. The bomb is out in the open. Nexa is a menace with this Deagle. Finally, they've dealt with him. And Simple, the cleanup crew is in. Thankfully, Simple and Electronic are there.
Simple's like, how do you guys keep dying? Just kill him. Just click him. Stop. I mean, that got scary for Na'Vi, right? The bomb part coming in for Flamey, that smoke's fading. Nexa almost getting, a chance to stop that bomb before it gets planted. And I mean, as a terrorist, there's nothing worse than your smoke's fading and you not getting a bomb plant, because you're left with no utility, like no way to get that bomb down, but you're dedicated inside of the site. Especially worse when the bomb is dropped in the open as well. That being said, it's still round one. But, I mean, these are coming down to the wire, Harry, and those are only pistols for G2. So now armed to the teeth of the AWP, Guardian has already been put back to 50. All it's going to take is one round from G2, and Na'Vi going back in for A-smokes. The same setup we saw close on round. Last time it turned out favorable for Na'Vi. Will this one be the same? Next is close. They don't check it. Boomich, oh, he gets away with a kill. Simple saves his teammate's life, and Boomich follows up onto A. Both close players gone down. G2, that is an unfortunate couple of kills, but Na'Vi will take it every day of the week.
And if you're G2 now, in the back of your heads, you might be thinking, okay, maybe we just throw a couple of bodies extra over towards that A-bomb site. But you kind of know that Na'Vi are just trying to condition them toward this side of the map. They've just been running A-take after A-take. And you bet that the one round they try and put an extra man over towards A, Na'Vi are going to slow things right down. Oh my word! I don't know. I don't know what's happened. Na'Vi, they've suddenly, they're feeling it again, yeah.
They're done with it, Harry. It's the Na'Vi we've been seeing all tournament, right? Like, drop a load of rounds, pull it all back and win. Is that going to happen here? I don't know. I don't want to assume. We're 5 rounds away from a potential overtime, but if there was a squad to do it, it would be this one. Clean kills from Simple in this round. He gets 3. He denies a save on that B bomb site, as Electronic does as well, and only Hunter gets away with a gun in that round. So G2, they can't even really fully invest anymore, and they've got to take another eco. That being said, you know, with some of the deeks that we've been seeing from the likes of Nexus specifically, I don't want to count them out in any of these rounds. 15-10, another pause for G2, starting to run dry on them as well. They may have map point, but they realize that this could fall apart in an instant.
And this is where for Na'Vi, every round they get, we see more and more pauses come through for G2. And so them not having any pauses left starts to matter a little less, right? They're able to piggyback on the back of G2's tactical timeouts. No money for G2 in this round. All that they've got to play around with is that saved AUG over on Hunter. And so this is the round they employ this stack in towards the A-bomb site. Hunter able to open up with a kill over in mid. That's the AUG spotted for Na'Vi. He'll run away. He's content with that man advantage.
Yeah, Boomich continuing to get picked up here at the start. Not the start that Na'Vi wanted into such a crucial round. He's 7-19. You mentioned this earlier. It is rare to see, really. Boomich, you know, always consistent, it feels, but having a rough time here. Pistols on A, 4 of them. Hunter is in the apartment. He's taken some control. Flamey could find himself in a fight as well. This B split comes through and Hunter gets another kill. That could be huge. He's dropped Guardian, seen the bomb as well. He can call for a bit of a rotation, but he strafes out wide and Electronic was ready for the repeat. That's the only man in the B site gone, and Simple is killing all the A players from range, spraying them down. Amanek is low. Jax is trying to stop the man inside of the site, but Electronic with a crucial kill. That would have been a 1-on-2 for Flamey if not, but now it's that for Amanek and he cannot get it back into the site. Na'Vi with 11. Realizing now that this is well and truly happening. 4 rounds in the way of overtime.
They're certainly making G2 sweat at the very, very least. Guardian with his AWP back, taking it over towards B. He had the spawn for that. We haven't seen an instant B peek yet. And he won't do it in this round, instead electing to hold those lower tunnels, deny any aggression towards this side of the map. G2, in spite of Na'Vi going for these A executes up against the rifles time and time again, they've only got 1 man towards that A side of the map. They've instead pulled this double mid play in between Jax and Kenny. We've seen them run this a few times with mixed results, but usually G2 coming out on top. However, for Na'Vi, it might just be back to this A play again. And if you're G2, you're going to be kicking yourselves because you've only got 1 man here. Thankfully, Nexa has been very, very stingy with this smoke. He hasn't thrown that out. And now that he sees this utility, he can look to get that smoke in. Gonna decide against it and hold on to that until this retake comes through. There's not a gap he can work with on that smoke. Bomb plant found at a 5v5 retake now.
I love how Na'Vi threw the top ticket smoke as well. We don't really see many teams go for that, but it's really hamstrung. G2 on the retake, I say that. It's faded, Nexa gets a kill. Jax has taken down Electronic in the spawn, trying to wrap towards mid for this play. Now the flank not coming through. Jax coming to reunite with his teammates, and Guardian needs to nail this shot first time around. He does. Coming out from CT is Nexa. Kenny S up and above. Will he spot Simple? Oh, just getting away with it. Simple's killed Nexa. Guardian has followed up and Simple with 2. Somehow Na'Vi are back in the lead. This is a 5-on-3 retake for G2, and the mighty have fallen. Jax is on the run. He's out of this round, and Na'Vi are up to 12. Simple and Guardian coming alive with 2 kills apiece. It seems like no matter what is in the face of Na'Vi, they just will not stop.
And And I mean, I'm kind of glad that we caught that kill onto, I think it was Kenny over at Stairs from Simple's perspective.
Yeah.
You see just how quick that readjustment was. He takes a first fight over into CT, wins it, and then just immediately nails Kenny over on Stairs. He is looking stellar. Simple, close to 30 kills. He'd been not quiet in this game, but not this level of insane. And now he's looking warmed up. He's looking ready to go back onto pistols for the G2 squad. They stack over towards the A side of the map, and surprise, surprise, Na'Vi have decided to head towards B.
It's a classic, Harry. I mean, like, he's going to know ahead of time because he is pushed up, but I mean, surely no more than one, if that. Boomich is back up in his little lamp spot. Gonna fall off, Amanek. Ooh, there's some legs, but he's so blind, and Boomich is gonna take him down. No question about it for Na'Vi. I love that. I hate it when teams run into B, when they don't have control in the apartments and they don't flash close. Flashing close is just a guaranteed kill, it feels like every single time if those CTs have gotten aggressive. And Na'Vi read the situation well, knowing pistols are in play. G2 are likely gonna try and cheese their way to individual fights. 5-on-3, it's a save for Jax. Nexa and Kenny can look to do whatever they want. Try and grab AKs for the exit. That's just going to bail and get spotted getting out of there. And it's not a worry. Na'Vi have taken 13 rounds. G2, keep all the money you want, boys, because you have 2 attempts now to close out this game. To get us to Dust 2. To stay in this group. Or will Na'Vi close it all out in overtime? Because I feel like at this point, if we hit overtime, it's so hard to see G2 winning this game.
Yeah, because it must feel like Na'Vi are almost in your heads, right? They're one step ahead. They're reading this game so well. And, you know, they go A, they just blister that A-bomb site with set pieces for 3-4 rounds straight. Then in that one anti-eco, they change the pace. That kind of puts that seed of doubt back in the minds of G2. And then they go back with the set piece into A. And at that point, G2, they've started to run out of rounds in the half. You know, you can't keep saying to yourself, oh, well, surely they don't go A again. Because they do keep going A. And then finally, when they don't, they're able to switch it up. And this is where if you're G2, you're getting in your own head a bit. By the way, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel power plays. Obviously, we've had so many highlight moments. You can go over to twitter.com/ESLCS and you can vote options A through D. Obviously, we've had highlight plays from Simple, Guardian, Kenny, Hunter. We've had so many big moments. And to only pick 4, well, that's a hard challenge. But you've got to go over and vote and have your say. That'll be broken down by our wonderful Chad Sponge Birchall over at the Telestrator later on.
Double AWP. Both sides as well, Harry. This is a big change from both these rosters. G2 finally getting money in their hands. And, well, Na'Vi, they've had money all half long. Guardian, what a pick. Amanek is dead in the apartments. Hunter, he tries to come in to save this B bomb site to salvage it from the wreckage, but even so, Na'Vi have ditched. They want nothing to do with it. They've got a man advantage. They can settle back into a 5-on-4 and decide where they want to go from here. Double under Balk setup, but Na'Vi have not forgotten to molly that on any of their A plays so far. Flamey is in Palace with a Molotov. So if this does end up on A, then Na'Vi hopefully got their boxes ticked.
And this is where it looks like they're going to throw just that set piece back into the mix once again. And this is where G2, losing a man so early, has put extra pressure on Kenny to be in that swing position. As a result, he arrives to CT just a little too late, goes straight through that smoke. He doesn't want to give Na'Vi any time. And with 2 players under the Palace, Na'Vi, are they ready for this double hold in this corner of the map? They've dealt with one. Nexa, the unknown quantity.
Oh, no.
Simple spraying in, and Simple's found him. Hunter now alone, AWP in hand, 4 players to find. Simple was trying to get a knife by the looks of things, so he is clearly feeling confident. And when Simple is smiling, when Simple's going for laughs, that's a Simple you don't want to run into on the server. 14-15, 1 round away from overtime.
There was no indication that there were 2 players on the Balk. Absolutely no noise, nothing to give that information to Na'Vi. They get a kill on the Balk on the first player that swings, and then Simple just spams a smoke out of nowhere. And Na'Vi will win the round off the back of it. That setup from Nexa could have saved G2 if he didn't get checked, but Na'Vi Always ready. 14-15, overtime on the cards. Amanex on the AWP to join Kenny once again. Guardian solo warping this time, and Kenny, missed shot. Uncharacteristic. The cracks are starting to show here for G2. They have been all half long. A streak of rounds for Na'Vi that has put them in this position, and they have no signs of slowing down. Hunter playing with fire.
Man, this was 15-7 in favor of G2. Na'Vi, one away from chaining 8 rounds together in a row.
I remember at 15-7, you said to me, you know, at this point we can assume the game is done.
Yeah.
And I agreed, Harry.
Now
When we get to Dust 2.
Now they're making us eat our words. Round number 30, we've gone the distance, and we need a hero on the G2 squad. They've gone ahead and rotated preemptively an extra player toward this B-bomb site. And now Nexa in rotation as well. Hunter holding the line, and we needed a hero. Hunter trying to be that third kill, simples him with the response. This is Chaos. Kenny smites him down, and now it's Electronic alone throwing into this clutch. He's trying to deal with the players over in the market. Nexa has him dead to rights, and Kenny's gonna land the flick. G2, it takes them 30 rounds of Counter-Strike, but they get this second map 16-14. They narrowly beat Na'Vi, and they take us the distance. We're going